Greetings. I wanted to give you an idea of how I got into spiritual directions, and at least maybe this will help somebody in the future. I figure I'll put it out there to see how it goes. So it doesn't seem like it'll hurt. During an interview last night, I did feel like this sort of came up of the journey, just to give my perspective of how I got involved with all this. I'll make it quick, but to give you an idea of how to be spiritual, basically. It was my journey and how to be spiritual. It was about 2011. I connected to a tarot card reader and got involved, started doing meditations. And as my guides started to connect with me more, everybody calls it crazy, but anyway, guides started connecting to me more. And I became more aware that I wasn't alone. I knew there was guides around there was the other side before, but I never really connected to it. So I started, I'm not sure how this went through. I just felt more of a spirit guide presence. So with the tarot card reader, I told her about this. I forgot her name. It's been a while. Gail, I think her name was. She did tarot card reader, if I'm making any sense here. So I told her about it. I started to read her energy. She allowed me to. And another's around, I started reading, with consent. And it seemed to be pretty accurate for the most part. I didn't use tarot cards or anything like that. I never really felt too comfortable around them because, anyway, I have a history with them and it's not great. So anyway, so basically, I asked her, "Is like, how do you become more spiritual? I don't understand this." Is like, you become more spiritual. That's her guy told me. Eventually, I become more spiritual. It's like, how do you do that? So I couldn't really get much of an answer on that. So fast forward to 2000, I think it was 2014. I can't remember. Maybe it was, okay, now my years are all messed up. It was 2013. Yeah, it was 2013. Anyway, I believe it was, I don't remember anymore. Either way, at the end of, I think it was 2013, end of that. I'm pretty sure that was it. Yeah. And near the end, my guides kept pressing me to do more psychic readings and stuff. It's like I kind of shut myself down after I didn't connect with the tarot card reader anymore. And I just sort of did my own thing. Didn't really go into spirituality, didn't do anything, just shut down. I don't know what I was doing. And so my guides are kind of pressing me to go into more, to do this stuff more, become a professional psychic. It's like, okay, whatever. It's like, all right, I'll just see what I can do. So I went on, tried different things. Nothing ever worked. I went on to Meetup. I found a psychic circle, and that's where I found a psychic circle where they would go around and read everybody. Of course, you give your consent, and they said I could read people's energy, and I was Magic Man, whatever it is. Yeah, get my ego pumped up, which I was like, all right, let's see how this goes. So I went to all the classes, most of them, and just learned to get used to all this. Never did any meditations. I did meditation, even meditations I stopped. And when I started going back into psychic stuff, I didn't really do a whole lot of meditations. Either slow, it was a slow process. And then I did psychic fairs and stuff like that. And after that, I sort of just like, no, this isn't really for me. It's like, I'm not into this whole, reading people's energy and telling them their future. It's like, I feel like the future is for you to figure out and not for me to tell you. And, you receive your own messages. That's what I kept getting. I mean, some things would come through, and it did, but not always. It just felt like it wasn't really my direction. So I kind of shut down, went into writing, learned how to do that. I actually got okay with it. Well, sort of, whatever. And I think it was near the end of 2014. That's where I found I'm at work, minding my own business. And then my guides told me reptilian channeling. It's like, look it up. So I looked it up on YouTube. because I knew David Icke, so I was aware of all that. So I didn't really connect to any of it, but and that's why I found Hucolo, I found Jim, Human Colony, I found Jim channeling reptilians. So that kind of got me involved with all this, and so I was going to write stories about aliens, and I had like a slow journey into it, and I did a kind of a talk on it a little bit, what I picked up from my own intuition, stuff like that, and I started connecting to, tapping into aliens' energies, because I'm still trying to figure this all out. And I would write down what came through. And reptilians love it when you connect to them. I felt them in my cards, and it told me like a really smart. I mean, they said a lot of smart ass stuff. It was great. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure this all out. The guys help me out here. So anyway, this has some. It was always in my car. They would tell me off. It was great. So it was pretty funny. But it definitely, I connected to Anunnaki, and I felt that this 8 foot tall, 9 foot tall, whatever it was huge. It's like, okay, these things definitely are here. So what do I do now? So, and then I felt like, I'm connecting to their energy, and still not sure if this is right or what I'm getting. So I found Betsy Morgan. My guides kind of pushed. I wanted to go to MUFON, and I've told this story before, but I want to retell it. So MUFON, they do, they go to alien stuff, the ships, they track them down, stuff like that. There's like an alien radar apparently in Florida. I think when I was in Orlando, there was a sighting. So during New Year's Eve, it'd be cool if I could channel an alien from. Of course, I've never gotten in touch with them since. So that'd be cool if I could channel an alien for them. That'd be kind of cool. So I found Betsy Morgan on I think YouTube on how to channel. I went to their site, bought a $30 how-to channel, and I just followed the process of it. She went to your chakras, cleared that out, and you just follow it. And that's why I channeled my spirit guide, and then I channeled the Zeta Gray. That was just freaking me out. And I didn't record that, but other ones I recorded, those are on YouTube. So after that, I just started the journey of connecting and did more. Basically, where I'm getting at is the more I channeled, the more spiritual I became, basically. It's a slow process. You don't always preach what you say. You don't always meditate all the time. Gotten more used to. Meditation is also, you can walk and meditate. You're in a meditative state when you're driving. So you're always in a meditative state. Your mind is fixated on a certain thing. It seems like walking, driving, it's different for everybody. But basically, you're just letting yourself go, letting this dimension go. It's quite, we're all connected to this place, but you can disconnect from it. And it takes a while getting used to that. 2011 is when I started doing this, and I was meditating. I was still connected to third density. So it takes a while to kick yourself out of this place. So it's like everybody has their own journey. So it's a little bit difficult. So it's understandable why people don't believe in ASL. Well, yeah, you're part of that world, and you're not ready to let it go yet. Not ready to let go of our third density world. And eventually it will be. It's like, why didn't I see this before? It's like, it's insane. I don't see everything. I don't see aliens. I do feel them sometimes. I did feel, I was driving over the bay. I felt the sirens. That was neat. So, the trees, you connect more to the trees. You just kind of, you're letting go. It's like it's not a process that happens fast. 2011 I started doing this. Like, it takes a while to finally let go of this place. Even channeling, I was still in 3D in the beginning, and it took a long time to fully let go of this place. Even through channeling did help, but you can do other things. Basically, meditation. Anytime you're just letting yourself go. Basically, you're realizing there's another dimension you can easily connect to. Some can remember these dreams a lot easier than I can. I remember some, but apparently I'm here my dream state shuts off. I know I'm dreaming, but the astral stuff I don't remember, but that's okay. Yeah, definitely. If I remember all my astral stuff, I wouldn't be here right now. It's like it wouldn't be fun. I bet that's a lot more exciting. That's for sure. But we're here to focus here, so that's why you remember here and not there. But at least I know it exists, and it takes a while to stones having different types of crystals and things like that helps. It just is. Everybody's on their own journey of letting go of this environment. It takes a while. Sometimes they need a wake up call. Sometimes it's fast. Sometimes it's slow. Usually, the slower it is, the better, because the more fast it is, like you don't lose your mind. Unless you really want to go into that, unless you're ready to jump in. So, I think that's about it as far as I can think of. It's just it's how you become more spiritual. It's up to you. It's your own path. Meditating helps, but there's different versions of meditation. Sometimes it's drawing. Sometimes it's automatic writing. Everybody's channel in some shape or form. Even those that don't believe in any of this are still doing it, even if they, as much as they deny it. So yeah, and those are the skeptics that are hardcore, like attacking the spiritual communities in their own way. They're part of the control grid. I feel reptilians laughing their asses off. I feel that, I don't know if I mentioned in the last, they're just laughing. I mean, if you're part of their system, they just love it. Skeptics that are out to get out at spiritual people, go after them. There's different versions of spiritual communities. A lot of people in the spiritual communities have a big ego. Of course, some people say, I have a big ego, whatever. Only reason I go to Disney and stuff like that is to awaken others. Seems like it's for the future mostly, not for now. So some of this stuff might not resonate with you right now because it feels like it's for more future. I'm getting it's more for a future audience. That's mostly what I feel. And all of this is mostly because people are not ready for this stuff. They're just not. So there are many in the spiritual community that make it very difficult because they're very much into the ego process, unfortunately. That's just their deal. So it makes it very difficult. And I saw something on about, which is understandable. Some spiritual people do not want to look at the news, want to disconnect from it. I look at the news just to know what's going on. It's nice to have an idea of what's. I mean, I don't get absorbed into it or anything, but I guess some people can't listen to it because they get too sensitive and you get pulled into it. I don't get pulled into it. I believe it is good to know what's going on, or whatever they're telling us, let's put it that way. It's always a bigger picture. This whole thing with Russia, I think it's just, anyway, just a joke. But, it's, I think it's good for spiritual people. If you can handle the news, it's good to, what is your version of it? Because these big networks, that is fake news. They're not telling you about the astral travel, not telling you about the reptilian control. Not telling you about the Galactic Federation of Light. They're telling you about any of that stuff. They don't tell you about the black projects that are going on. They don't tell you about anything. There is another president. There's not the one that you see. I think it's like a collective of presidents, and they choose one, it seems, but I never get to see who it is. There is somebody else that's running the show, and we don't see it. So we are pawns of the Illuminati, the negative, but also the light is working with us all the time. We're having this conversation already. So that tells you the positive is at work. If it was all negative, we wouldn't be able to connect with each other. So I told you that the positive is in work. So anyway, I figure I'd share this. It feels like it's a good idea. I don't think it hurt anything, but just give you kind of a broad idea of my direction of connecting to spirituality. It takes a while. Like, what is it? It's just letting go. It's finding your true self. It's letting go of this reality and realize there's a lot more going on. And becoming more positive helps a lot. Of course, that's not easy, especially when people drive these days. And sometimes all of us have inner demons you have to release. So, you're not going to be perfect, but it's how you handle the negativity. It's how you focus on the positive. But some of us do need to have a negative side. Everybody has a negative side. Sometimes you have to release certain things to become more positive. And definitely there's, I was going to add something to the end of this. No, wait on it. There would be a better way of describing it, but stay tuned. Anyway. So basically, direction of spiritual, it's becoming more positive. It's becoming more connected with the energies that is around you. God helps, angels help, aliens help, positive aliens, positive angels, positive God. It does help open up, your vision of what brings in more of a positive direction in your life, because it does help you manifest what you want. So it's a journey for all of us. But everybody's journey is different, and it just, basically it just depends on, just because not always meditating is not always the answer. It takes time. Yeah, it's just your body, yourself just sort of, it's like it does seem like it's a slow moving train. It does feel like it's a slow movement. It's not something that happens fast. Maybe some it does. Probably, but anyway. So, all right, I figure I'd share this. So, wish you all blessings, and have a good night.